when a substance is heated, it's going to gain heat or take in energy. If they are if they are solids, the particles will vibrate more vigorously. If the substance is a liquid or gas, then we can say that they move faster, or they vibrate faster if it's a solid. Now, this question, they did not specify what kind of substance, so you could use the answer as move faster. But if the question specifies a solid, please use the word vibrate, because solid particles cannot move out of their position. So as a result of the increased movement, whether it's vibration or moving around, then the distance will increase, and that causes the substance to have a larger volume, so it expands. When you cool it down, the opposite is going to happen. They're going to lose energy. So with less energy, the movement is going to be slower, and then they will become closer together. So that will result in the substance contracting. This is an important slide where you need to remember that expansion or contraction takes place without the particle size changing. So in all these pictures, you can see whether they are cold or hot, the particle size are still the same. So what changes is only the spacing between the two particles, right? So in a solid, you can see that when you heat it up, they vibrate more vigorously, so they are going to become a little further apart, liquid and gases. But the spacing, the increase in the spacing will be a lot more obvious in gases, because gas particles are able to move freely. So they can become further apart. So the expansion is most obvious, and the expansion is the largest when you heat up a gas, and it is the least when you heat up a solid. But nevertheless, they will still expand. For this question, a few things I need you to check. Please make sure that now there are 9 particles in figure A, so make sure that you only have 9 particles in figure B, because heating up a substance, you cannot increase the mass, so it doesn't increase the number of particles. Number 2, can you please check that the size of particles in A and the size of the particles in B are the same, because the particles cannot expand. Remember, the solid can expand, the particles in a solid cannot expand. So then the third thing is to ensure that you still draw them in a regular arrangement, because it is still a solid. We haven't reached the state where they change from solid to liquid. So these are a few things to take note. So please look at your diagram accordingly. And the last one, so again, because of the limitation in terms of the movement, solid particles are quite limited in their movement. So when you heat it up, the spacing between them will only increase a little, and hence we say that solid particles expand the least, whereas for gases, they expand the most, because they are able to move far away from one another. They are able to move quite freely. So once they have the energy, they can then move very far apart.